So excited to be in your space once more. This is Learn with Agogo. I am your host for today's training, and today we'll be looking into Primavera P6. Primavera P6, just like other planning tools, it is used to plan projects. So on this one, we'll be looking at a simulation project, a three-bedroom duplex project. So as you can see, I've got open on there an Excel sheet using our Google sheet, and you can see on that sheet that I've got my work breakdown structure, and these are my work breakdown structure code. So you can see all those there. So the PM stands for project management, FND stands for foundation, SUP stands for superstructure, external finishes for EST, INT for internal finishes, and EST-WKS, that is EST-WKS stands for external works. So these are some of the things that we'll be looking at on the work breakdown structure section. And if we go to the next section, we've got our activity. So we've got on here our activity ID and the activity name. And this is the work breakdown structure where these activities are linked to, and the duration, that is the numbers of days it will take for you to execute each activities. And this is the predecessors, talking about the relationship between these activities. This is used to create our sheet so that we can easily represent it on our Gantt chart and be able to calculate our critical path for the project. And on this section, we've got here our resources and the cost of the activities. So let's take, for example, for this activity, the kickoff section, what we need is one project manager on that activity, and it's going to cost us £500. So these are some of the things that we'll be considering in the cost of this project. So going down to the activity proper, we are going to be analyzing the activities cost. So if you look here and their type, so if you look here, this is categorizing the activity by type. So project manager is a labor, and for non-labor you've got excavator hire, crane hire, scaffold hire, compacting machine, concrete mixers, and all that. Why for the materials we've got the cement, steel, rebars, bricks, and all that. So we will be needing this sheet to create our resource distribution for the P6. And this is our relationship section. On the relationship section, we'll be giving the logics on the project activities. So that is just a quick one that I want to show on that section. And the next is for us to go into the software itself and create those. So all the things that I need are being put on the Excel sheet. It's just for me to transfer those into the Primavera software. So let's go on this journey. Please do well to practice it, because that is the best way to learn these softwares. So now I've got already open project that I previously worked on. I will be creating a new one from the scratch, And the first thing I'm going to go do is to go to the enterprise level and click on here. So for every tutorial that has to do with Learn with Agogo, I usually create these projects under this section. So let me add this very project on there, and let's indent it, and let's say this is duplex. Okay, and let's say LWA hyphen dope. Okay, so let's quickly close that, and let's come here and say open new. So we're gonna browse for that section that we've just created. So click on here. Bear with me, I think I clicked the wrong. Okay. Bear with me. Let's cancel that. I think I clicked the wrong one. Let's go over it again. So I'm gonna be creating a new one. Click on here. Go here. And we'll click on this duplex please. Okay. And here we want to create the project. We say 3-bedroom. Let's say duplex project. Because I previously created a 3-bedroom on there. Press project. And our start date, let's say it is 1st of October. So we've done that, and we assign and finish. So that has been created. If you scroll down, you'll see that on there. Okay, so let's reduce this existing one and start up with this one. And on here, the next thing we need to do is to come here and create our work breakdown structure. So previously I showed us our work breakdown structure on our Excel sheet. So that is our work breakdown structure that we'll be using as a guide. So the next thing to do is to right click on that project section and say click on there and start putting our work breakdown structure. So our first work breakdown structure is project management. So I'm going to go through that again for you. Let's delete that. So previously we were on our breakdown structure for this project is to click on the project section and click on the work breakdown structure. So it will take you to the work breakdown structure, and what we need to do is to add our work breakdown structure. Okay, so that we will not get confused by this, let's quickly reduce that one and put here our work breakdown structure. So going to our sheet quickly, let's just look at those. So these highlighted sections are our work breakdown structure that we'll be using for this project. Okay, so let's quickly put in those information on our P6. Right, so quickly copy those and paste, come back to the first section and add, and come to this one, copy from there and paste. Okay, and this third one and paste there. The fourth one, and add the fifth one, so now we've done those on there. So the next thing to do is to add our activities on that project. So all we need to do is click on, because we are working on the project level, click on the activity, go to project and click on the activity. Okay, so now we are on the activity level. We want to add the activities into this project. On our sheet, we are going back to our activity level. Let me quickly show that to yourself so you can appreciate what I'm doing. So now we were on the work breakdown structure level. This is what we've previously done, so I clicked on here to go to the activity level. Okay, so now that we're on the activity level, let's go back to our P6 and we can add our activity by right clicking and pressing add, or previously done that before, or we can add using this. Or we can add using the plus sign on that corner there. Okay, so all we need to do is to copy the activity that we've got here, copy, and we paste it there. Okay, so on here we can select if it is tagged, if it is finished, and if it is time dependent. Okay, and on here we can include, assign our resources into the project, but I don't want to make it very complicating for us, so I'll just click on here, let that go back, and we go to the previous, reduce this again, and let's just right click and add. So we copy, click off project, and we paste. So we add the second one. We need to obtain permits. We paste. And we'll add the third one. And we paste. So that is what we'll be doing through the other section of the work breakdown structure. We'll be adding those activities on there. Because of time, we'll have to do that on time lapse so we can appreciate it. Okay. So now that we've imputed all the activities, we'll be adding on the original duration of the activities. So let's just quickly look at the calendar setting for this project, please. If we want to add a new calendar, we can do that, or we can make use of the existing calendar. Okay, so let's see, we have one existing one before. Let's create a new one. Okay, we call that one duplex, and let's do the necessary modification so that we learn how the calendar is created. Okay, go to the worksheet, no, not to the worksheet level, go to the details. So as it is now, we are starting from 7 and closing by 5, and if we look here, you see 7 till 5. So we want to check the time sheet. So we are doing 10 hours per day and 40 hours per week. So we can quickly change that to 9 and 40 per week. Okay, and let's go back to our worksheet and let's align those to Friday and reduce that to no work. And be closing by 5. So let's go back to our time sheet and see. So that has been applied. And let's close. So if we'll come here and check our details, so we want to change that. I want to change that here, and we come to duplex, click here, project, and we click duplex. Okay, so now we can change those to duplex. So this is the longer route that I've taken because I did not set it from the onset. So sometimes it is needed we do it this way if we have variation in terms of work time for the activities. So now we've got all that activity calendar assigned. So the next thing we will do is to do our relationship. Before we do our relationship, let's specify the numbers of days for those activities, please. 10 days. 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 3 days. 2 days. 15 days. 2 days. 2 days. 12 days. 7 days. 8 days. 5 days. 20 days. 5 days. 3 days. 5 days. 8 days. 5 days. 5 days. 3 days. 7 days. 4 days. 8 days. 5 days. 8 days. So we've got those on there. So the next thing I want to do is to link the products. So let's link them up. So this is linked to this, that, that. This. This is linked to this as well. And this is linked to this. So we can use that approach as well as we can use this approach. Click on the relationship, come to the next one and say assign, and assign this, and close it. You can see that has been assigned. So let's do it that way. I think that is faster for me for now. Assign this. Assign. Two days. run that again. So this task cannot be floating, so let's link it. Let's see. So let's check the total duration. Total duration is 167 days. Okay. So that is for our work breakdown structure and our activities. Let's quickly add our resources on the project.